Hi, welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor and I'm your host, and I am not God. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone, hoping God is real. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every day. Okay, this week's episodes are really just sponsored by Lunch with Friends, which is a lot of this podcast. Okay, if you're my friend and you talk to me, you have to know at some point you're going to be the inspiration for a podcast episode. And I don't apologize for that because I surround myself with really wonderfully wise, intelligent, beautiful people. And so, yeah, I'm gonna take from them, and that is the cost of being my friend. You're gonna be used for content sometime. Not used, appreciated, okay? Appreciated, celebrated. I had lunch with a friend this week, and she was telling me that she has started this like daily practice that I thought was so powerful. It reminded me of a phase of my life. There was a phase of my life when I had 3 kids and the youngest one like started preschool. So suddenly for the first time in a very long time, I had found myself with like 2 free hours a day. And I was just like freelancing at that point, and I hadn't started grad school yet. So I had this like really short but beautiful gap in my life where all of my kids were in school for like 2 hours a week, 3 times a day. So I had 2 hours a day, 3 times a week to myself. And the first week, I think I just sat and stared at a wall and was like, wow, I haven't been alone in 7 years. Like, this is really, really exciting to me. But I quickly grew tired of that. And this is when I started to really realize, like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this time in my day? And I decided that I was going to wake up every day and just, I didn't believe in God at the time, but I was just going to say out to the world, who can I serve today? Who needs me today? And that I would try to serve someone every day during that block. And every day something would come up. Someone would need something, and it became such a fun practice in my life of choosing to fill that block with service. And it was like really fun. I really, really enjoyed that phase of life. And it did teach me that as much as I say that I just want an easy life where I can just like sit around and do whatever I want, I actually wouldn't be happy that way. So it's a good reminder for me, because even when I had 2 free hours a week, I started to need to fill it with something. But similarly, my friend that I had lunch with this week is kind of in a similar situation where all of her kids are in school and she's graduated. She finished her degree recently. And so she has a little bit of time. And time is such a precious resource. And she's been in kind of a similar place of like, what do I do with this excess resource? And I want to make the best of it. And I was so inspired by her choice to make the best of it, because it's so easy to just like squander it and sit and do nothing, or to just indulge in that time. And I think all of that's okay. But after a season of that, I told you season was going to be a theme. It gets old. It gets old because we are humans who want to be driven to be improving and to grow and to produce, I think. And so we do need downtime, and we need relaxation, and we need alone time, and we need indulgent time. I really do think that we need to indulge. But when you like regularly indulge or overly indulge, it stops being indulgent. It just starts feeling bad. Right. So I was really inspired by her like intentional choice to say, hi, I have some extra time. What should I do with it? And she told me, I wrote it down because I just loved, she said that her prayer every day is, help me see who you need me to see today. And I love that so much. I wrote it down. I just got chills again, because what a beautiful prayer to start your day with. Help me see who I need to see today. And she said that she would just like go on a walk in her neighborhood and she would see someone in her neighborhood, like literally, like we're not even talking about like figuratively see. It's like she would run into who she needed to serve that day. And I just thought that was such a beautiful practice. And I was so inspired by her choice to do this. And I think not only did I want to share that specific prayer with you, because if you're in a position where time is a resource that you have, try one of these practices out of like, who can I serve today? But help me see who you need me to see. And I liked that one because even if you're in a position where you don't feel like time is a resource that you have, I think that it can be a beautiful practice and a beautiful prayer of just help me to notice who needs to be noticed. It doesn't mean that you have to go make them dinner or buy them something or do some grand gesture. It's just like, help me move through my day and take notice of who needs to be seen. Who needs to be seen today? Help me see them. Help me notice them. Help me call that out. I don't know. I just loved it. I loved it so much, but it just made me think about the impact these tiny daily practices can have. And for me, this whole podcast came from me fighting to find evidence of God at a time when I felt like I was back at a crossroads of choosing. Are you going to keep believing, or are you going to go back to an old path of not? Because I felt so alone, and I felt so not so much abandoned, but I just didn't see the evidence that I wanted to see that God existed in such a pivotal time of my life. And so to keep me on the side of believing, I started the practice of finding divinity in every day. And now it's been 2 years, and that practice really has built, I mean, it built this podcast, it built my faith, it built my intention, it built my trust in God, and it built a perspective of light and hope and positivity despite a lot of darkness that has been really, really pivotal for me. And it's such a small practice. And so take one of these specific ones if you want. Wake up and say, who can I serve today? Wake up and say, who do you need me to see today? Wake up and say, where can I find divinity in today? You can take one of these ones from us that we have used, or create your own. Choose your own adventure, create your own. But I think there is so much potential for huge impact on a simple daily practice. And I mean, this is not new information. They've been proven, but I think it can be as small as saying the same prayer every morning. And, years that I was in 12-step programs, we did the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I used to say that prayer every morning, like a daily practice of some kind. It can be so small and seemingly insignificant, but I think it will dramatically change the trajectory of your attitude, your perspective, your faith, your hope, the amount of light that's in your life. And so today is the invitation, and obviously this podcast is built on the divinity in every day. So I hope that you've joined me in that practice. But if this one doesn't fit for you, try on one of these other ones or create your own. But do some sort of very simple, small, so small that you can sustain it, so small that it doesn't really require a lot of effort. Some sort of daily practice that can completely shift the trajectory and have a huge impact on your life, no matter how insignificant and small it might feel. Be inspired by the people around you. People are out here fighting for things, enduring things, building things. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see what people take their pain and turn it into, take their hardship and turn it into, take their gifts and turn it into. What a beautiful opportunity to be surrounded by humans. Like, we get to live in this world where everyone's just out here fighting and enduring and creating and hoping, and we get to be inspired by it all. And that is beautiful. It is so, so beautiful. I love you so much. Love you. Bye.